Hello and welcome to my creative castle. Well, Mr. Bear and we have a surprise for y'all. And we would like it very much if you all would join us in welcoming somebody very special to the show. Guess who finally made it here? Mr. Bear and we've been on YouTube for over 6 months. And guess who finally made it? Mrs. Bear! Yay! Mrs. Bear finally made it to the show. And we're just so happy she's here. Right, Mr. Bear? We're just happy she's here. We're not going to comment on how late she is. We're just happy she's here. Okay? Mrs. Bear made it. Now, to be fair, she sent Mr. Bear out ahead of time, right? To scout out the new home. And, once he was good here and comfortable here, then he sent word back to her in Alaska, and then she had to pack up the den, clean it up, make her way down here. It was a journey. She spent her trip eating berries and salmon, took her sweet time. I didn't mind, honestly. It sounded like a wonderful trip. Mr. Bear, he got a little worried. He thought she was spending way too much time talking to Black Bear and Brown Bear, even Panda Bear, Polar Bear. Yeah, he got a little worried. But I knew she'd make it, and I knew she was having a good time. Mr. Bear is so excited. I mean, we love Baxter, but since I gave him the baseball book, yeah, he's been a little absorbed, okay, and none too sociable anymore. So we're super happy that Mrs. Bear is here. Yeah, we are. So now, we don't tell them this because they think they're real bears, but we got to cover their ears. Mr. and Mrs. Bear are knit. Yeah, they are. They're knit. Okay? So what are they knit from? Well, Mrs. Bear is knit from, this is the leftover yarn from Mrs. Bear. These are the old skeins. It's called, I believe it's still called Fable Fur on these. This is from Nitpicks, and we crochet. And Mrs. Bear is in the color Paloma, which is a really super light, pale cherry blossom pink. Now, since then, they have changed it. They've changed the name of the yarn to Fairy Tale Fur, okay? So this is a number 6 super bulky yarn. It's 100% polyester. And I absolutely love it. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I have a very bad feeling that they're probably going to discontinue this yarn. And of course, I'm sad about that because I love making these bears. Okay, I do. But that's just the way. Now, maybe they just can't get it right now, right? Maybe they're going to restock and it's just temporarily out of stock in a bunch of colors. But, okay. Mr. Bear is in the color pumice. They don't have the color pumice anymore. The white is called Ice Bar. Yeah. I ordered all the rest of the Ice Bar. Okay. I did. So, and it's no longer in stock. I placed my order and it's no longer even available on the site. So, I would say if you want to make these adorable little bears for yourself, right, or for your children, your grandchildren, whatever, I would definitely say get your bear yarn soon because they might be running out. Let's take a look at it. So, this particular pattern is called Little Mishka. Okay, this is their Little Mishka, and that's what the pattern's called. Little Mishka. It is a free pattern off of Nitpicks, and I absolutely love it. I am so happy that this is a free pattern. I love it. Okay, it's not too complicated of a pattern either. You have to know how to cast on, bind off. You have to know how to knit. You have to know how to do the knit one through the front and the back loop. and then you have to know how to knit two together, okay? But the bears are made up of a body, a head, two arms, two legs, two ears. And then I chose to embroider the eyes and the facial features just because I didn't know whose hands they might end up in. I mean, I'm planning on keeping these bears for myself because I don't got kids or grandkids, but you never know who might play with them. And so, you know, safety eyes and buttons are super cool for eyes, but at the same time, they can be choking hazards. So, and I could see where little ones might be really drawn to these bears because they're so cute and cuddly, right? They're so cute and cuddly. So, but it's the same concept with every single piece. Once you learn how to make the first piece, you can do all the rest of it. It's like cast on your stitches, knit the first round, and then do an increase round in every stitch, and then knit one, do an increase, right? And then you knit for so many stitches once you get up to your number of stitches, and then you start doing knit two together and decrease, and every single body piece is like that. The legs are just a little bit different, right? The legs got just a little bit of a bend to them. Super cute. So you do, but it's the same increase. It's the knit one through the front and the back. It's the same thing that you do on the body. I'm gonna be super honest with you. The pieces of these bears do not take long at all to make. I can make all the body parts in less than 2 days. But for me, as somebody who's visually impaired, if you are new to my channel, I don't think I even introduced myself yet. Hi, my name's May. I love yarn. I love knitting and crochet. Those are my hobbies. And I also happen to have been born visually impaired, legally blind, and completely colorblind. And I do have a little sight, but I really mostly knit and crochet by feel. And so I'm going to be honest with you. Sewing up the pieces onto these bears is by far the most challenging and most complicated part for me of making the bears. That takes me longer than making the pieces. Okay, like making sure I got the head on straight. For me, it's about lining up the pieces, and then I got to sew a couple stitches, stop and feel it, and make sure it's straight. Do a couple stitches, stop and feel it, make sure it's straight. Okay, so like I had to put Mrs. Bear down for a couple days and be like, woo, you have a head on, you got an arm on, right? You got a leg. We got to take a time out. I just couldn't do it. So that's unfortunate because I love making them. They're super fast, super easy, so fun to see come to life. And I do still have all this yarn, and I'm definitely planning on making a whole family of bears. I mean, I only got 3 skeins of this left in the Paloma. So what you gonna do with it, right? But make another bear. So there will be more bears eventually. But here is the thing. It's possible that they are discontinuing this yarn. I haven't heard anything official from Nitpicks, right? But I just have noticed that they're not restocking the colors. So, my thought is kind of like, you know, if you want to make, I feel like I need to buy a bunch of this yarn so I can make a lifetime supply of bears. So, I don't know. I just feel like I need to, you know, fill my house up with bears, and so like I need to get a bunch more of this yarn, and it may not be available. But I absolutely love this pattern. Other than, you know, me being visually impaired and having to work by feel, the sewing, if you're good at sewing, you know, or at least decent at sewing, I think it'll be a fast, fun, and easy make. And you know, the nice thing about this yarn is that it's fuzzy, and so it's super forgiving. Like if your seams and your sewing isn't perfect, like it's not really going to show up all that much because it's a fuzzy yarn, right? Your imperfections are not going to show up very much because it's just like the fuzz. You can just like pet her fuzz over. If your seams and your sewing's not perfect, just pet the fuzz over it, okay? So that's what's nice about it. Now, the one thing I will tell you that I did differently about the pattern. I love the pattern. I'm not criticizing the pattern. I'm super grateful that they gave it to us for free. But, because, hey, making cute plushies is not just for crochet. I mean, yes, I crochet, and I see a ton of adorable amigurumi and crochet, but I like to knit my stuff too. So, but the one thing I did do differently was I did try, when I made Mr. Bear, I did follow the pattern for the ears. I just didn't like the ears. I didn't care for the ears that much with the pattern. So I was just learning to crochet, and I went ahead and crocheted my ears, okay? I did. So if you look at Mr. and Mrs. Bear, these little ears are just simply crochet. It's not really complicated. I can even show you how I do it. I think we got some scraps here maybe. I don't know what we got here to work with. Do we have enough here? Let's see what we got here. I think this is left over from Mrs. Bear, I think. I think this is some scraps from Mrs. Bear. So hang on if you want, and we can talk. I don't know if this is enough here or not. I think so. We just are going to do a quick demo. I'll just show you, because I know a lot of people who crochet look at this yarn, right? And they're like, I don't think you can crochet with it, right? Because it's all fuzzy. So now the bears are knit on a US size 9 knitting needle, which is a 5.5 milli. I did go ahead and use a 6 millimeter crochet hook for the ears. So hang on, and we'll play with this a little bit, okay? And we'll talk about making the ears. Hang on. Okay, so this is not a tutorial on how to make a magic ring. I do have I have an in-depth tutorial on how to make a magic ring, okay? But that's what I did to make the ears. So I'm just going to take this yarn. I'm right-handed, going to use my 6 millimeter crochet hook in my right hand. I'm going to make my magic ring around my left hand, okay? So that's what I do. I just cross it over my index finger and my middle finger one time, go underneath and come back around the top and go all the way over to my ring finger, and then I just pull that through, and then I grab the strand over my middle finger and I just pull it on over the top, okay? So that's all that we're going to do for, I don't know what's the better background for people to see what I'm doing here. But basically for the ears, all I did was make a magic ring, lock it into place, and then do you know what, I don't even think you need, I think I already got that locked into place pretty good. I don't think you need to chain that one there. Go into your ring, drop a loop, go over, and pull through. Let's see, did I pull through all my loops? I think so. Okay. End of the ring, drop a loop, yarn over, and pull through both loops on your hook. Okay. So we're just going to make some single, yeah, I did. I got 2 single crochets there. Okay. So we're going to make like 6 single crochets into our ring here. I think that's 2. We're going to go, that should be 3. Under the ring, drop a loop. Yeah, these are a little bit tight, but you can definitely crochet with it. That's 4. That's 5. And we're going to do one more. So I do 6 for Mrs. Bear's ears. I did 6 single crochets, okay, into my magic ring, pulled it up tight. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I know some people are like totally freaked out about crocheting with this yarn because they're like, it's fuzzy and I can't see my stitches. Well, guess what? I can't see my stitches, okay? So you can just do this by feel. And I'll be honest with you, it doesn't have to be exact because it's a fuzzy yarn, okay? You're not actually going to even see your stitches. So just do it like you do any other like amigurumi type piece, okay? Go into your ring, go into your first stitch, right? And work a single crochet and then go back into that stitch. Let's see, there we go. Poke it in there, go back into that stitch, get my yarn over. Oh, I'm running it. Oh, I see what I did there. I'm working with my tail. Huh. Okay, that's not good. Oh my goodness. I was like, what did I do? Working with my tail. Okay, back into the stitch. Pull up a loop. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. So now we got 2 into the first stitch, right? And then you just want to go into your second stitch. And like I said, it doesn't have to be exact because, it's fuzzy. People aren't actually going to be inspecting it that closely. So that's 3 single crochet. And then you're going to find that same spot back where you just came out of. You can do that by feel. Just follow your stitch down. Okay, that's 4. And then we're going to feel over to the next stitch and go into that stitch. And then we're going to go to, let's see, pull it through. That is 5. And then you can literally, this is how I crochet anyways, is by feel. So you just feel the stitch and you follow it down to where it's connected into the row below. You drop your loop, you pull it through, That is 6. Let's see, we can finish out this ear, I think. Okay, then you move over. You go into your next stitch, and we'll do 7. We'll go back in, and we'll drop a loop, not get our tail in the way. That is 8. And basically, you want to treat it, if you have any kind of skills at crocheting in the round and doing amigurumi, that's how you're going to treat this. You're going to do your 6 single crochets, and then you're going to do 2 single crochets in every single crochet. Okay, so that's 10. I should have one more. Yes, I got one more unworked stitch up in there. Okay, we'll go in there and we will pull it up and we will single crochet and we'll go back into the same stitch and we will single crochet. And that's did I get that through there? And that, there we go. There's our 12th stitch. I'm just going to pull it through. So that is your 12 single crochets. And that's all that I did, okay, for Mrs. Bear's ears here. That's all I did. I just didn't care for the knit ears. I don't know. It's just me. If you want to knit the ears, of course, by all means, knit the ears. You do you. We're all about modifying and adapting and making things how we like them. And then, but it doesn't have to be exact, right? Because it's furry. So if you miss a stitch, if you get 3 in one and, you skip one because you're like, it's furry and I can't feel it, it's okay. It's furry and you're not going to see it either, okay? So, and then I just would leave enough tail on this ear to just go ahead and sew it on the back afterwards. And that's it. And so that's how I chose to do the ears. But of course, if you don't know how to crochet or if you like the ears, just fine. If you're better at that than I am, I'm not great at, some skills with knitting. But this is what her ears look like in the crochet. I personally like them. So anyway, this is her. I love her. And there'll be more bears, right? As long as I can get the yarn, there'll be lots more bears, okay? There's lots of cool colors still. There is the Paloma that she is, I believe, is still available. And I think there's another pink. There is, I believe, some of the black is still called Corvo, and I think there's a brown, a couple of grays maybe still available, but they don't have the white, and they don't have this, they don't have the pumice anymore, the tan that Mr. Bear is in. So, and I haven't seen the pumice that Mr. Bear is in months. So that's what kind of, sometimes they do just discontinue some colors, but maybe they're just having a hard time getting that in stock. I don't know, but I get the feeling that they could be on the way to discontinuing the yarn, which makes me very, very sad. So anyways, okay, let me pause the camera again. We'll get back to talking with you all. I just wanted to give you that quick demo on Mrs. Bear. Say hello, Mrs. Bear. Okay, Mrs. Bear's ears. Okay, so here I am back. I just wanted to give you a quick demo on what I like to do with the ears, but of course, you know, you can do them however you want. Do your facial features however you want. If you're not worried about, you know, little ones and safety eyes, and you could do anything. You could do buttons, and you could do safety eyes. For Mr. Bear, I gave him this great big bead for a nose. I do kind of like it. It's a little bit big. It is. And then plus I just stuck the yarn. It's got these holes in it through his bead. And so then it does kind of make it look like he's got some, you know, nose hair sticking out of there, which I guess is okay. He's a bear, but we didn't think Mrs. Bear needed some nose hair and a great big nose like that. So we just embroidered her little nose. But anyways, super excited to finally do another one. Part of me absolutely wants to jump on it, make some more bears, but I know that, you know, I'll just get stuck on the sewing the pieces together, right? Anyway, so I am going to do my very best to link up in the description box below if you want to make the pattern. I will try very much to link this up for you at the Nitpicks Little Mishka, right? That's the fairy tale fur, super bulky. We're not going to add that to our cart right now.
Please note pattern collapse. This adorable teddy bear is perfect for snuggling. The fairy tale fur yarn makes a super soft fuzzy fabric.
So that's what we're doing.
Please note pattern. Download free pattern.
Okay, so download free pattern. So you can absolutely get the pattern for free. Let me know if you've made this pattern. Let me know if you're going to make it for your children, for your grandchildren. And also, let me know if you've used another yarn for this pattern, because I'm definitely worried about them discontinuing it. And, you know, the fact that I might not have enough for all the future bears that I want to make. You know, let me know what kind of substitutes you think would work. Other brands that might come close to this that would work for this this super bulky, really fluffy, furry polyester. So anyways, that's the video for today. Hope you all are doing well out there. And until next time, you know what I like to end with, right? Creativity is for everybody, whether you see or you see like me or you don't see at all. Creativity is for you. And whether it's knitting or crocheting or sewing or quilting or beading or painting or sculpting or knitting bears, whatever it is that you do, today is a great day to craft and create. Thanks so much for listening. And of course, thanks so much, Mrs. Bear, for joining us, right? Okay. And until next time, happy stitching. Bye-bye for now.